Hey everyone, these are my goldfish eating Hikari sinking pellets, specifically Hikari Lionhead sinking pellets. I soak the pellets for 10 minutes in aquarium water before I dump them in, which always kind of confuses my fish at first because typically they eat out of my fingers. But once they see the pellets going down, they understand what's going on. I feed it to them 3 to 4 times a week. Their diet mostly consists of Repashy Gel Food. I would say that's like 70-75% of their diet is Repashy. And about 20% of their diet is peas. I feed peas to them about 2 days a week, honestly. About 4 meals, because I feed my fish about 2 times a day, so about 4 meals a week they get peas. And then about 5% of the time I feed them Hikari, which the only reason why I don't feed it more is because it's pellets, obviously, and it sinks and it gets down in these little pebbles and stuff like that. So it's, I'd have to vacuum a lot more often. I do a lot of water changes, but vacuuming's kind of like a pain in the butt because I have to use my large trash can as a bucket. I need to just invest in a good like 5-gallon bucket with a handle. But I do vacuum about once to twice a week. But that's why I don't feed the pellets as much. Just because they get down there underneath rocks and they'll decompose and set up nastiness. So these two still bicker over food like they did when they were babies. You can see them chasing each other around, giving each other the evil eye as usual. That's mean. Look at that mean little fish. Mean little fish. They always go after each other. They'll go after the other fish too sometimes, but they're always like bickering with each other. I swear I think that they're siblings. They came out of the same tank at PetSmart, so I think that these two large orandas, I think that they're siblings, and they've like always bickered over food, even since like hatchlings they probably bickered. It's like what I've said in my other videos. This is the boss hog of the tank. That's Loki. He used to have a lot more black on him. It's been going away. I wish it would come back. I miss it. Right there's a tricolor oranda. She is very lovely. Her name is Luna. Back there's a panda oranda. Mostly white, got a little bit of black on his head. Red and white Ryukin, named Nesbit. Nesbit's kind of like the shy little nerd of the tank. These two big orandas are the two, the alpha and the beta. They rule this thing, man. But yeah, I do feed Hikari Lionhead to my fish probably like 2 or 3 times a week. I'm actually going to try to start doing it more and just vacuum more often, because it is very good for them. I've read good reviews about it. Excuse me. So I do prefer the Repashy Gel Food because 2 reasons for me. I can control how much each fish gets. When I just dump pellets down in here, I can't really control how much each fish gets. For example, Nesbit, the little Ryukin, he can't really eat that much a day, or he starts having swimming problems. He starts kind of floating at the top. He doesn't really float, but he'll hang out at the top a lot if he eats too much. His belly gets really, really big too. And so I think that he's going to have some swim bladder or constipation issues. So with the gel food, I feed them with my hands, and I can really control how much each fish gets. Another thing too is obviously it's gel food, so it's wet. So then there's, I guess, perhaps a less chance of constipation because it's wet. Whereas the pellets are dry and hard. I do soak them, like what I said, I soak them for about 10 minutes in aquarium water before I dump them in there, but yeah, so, and then the pellets are more messy because obviously they're going to get in between these little rocks and stuff. I know a lot of goldfish keepers go on and opt out of having any kind of stones in their aquarium, but it's like, this is pretty. I want some kind of color in my tank. I mean, the bare look doesn't look bad, having a bare bottom tank, but I still, like, I want a little bit of color in my tank. I don't care to vacuum it once or twice a week. But I still do prefer the gel food for a couple reasons, because it's wet, and because it's less messy, and I can control how much each fish gets. Like these little guys. These little babies can't eat as much as these medium to large size boss hogs eat. They have some floating issues, there'd be some funky stuff going on. And like what I said, little Nesbit here, the little Ryukin already has some like kind of like swim bladder problems if he eats too much. If he eats a right amount, he does fine, he swims fine. Like right now he's swimming okay. But times that he's over 8, he kind of hangs out at the top and swims funky. I've noticed that. So yes, I prefer Repashy over Hikari pellets. But I still keep a bag of Hikari because it's nice for the fish to have a variety. And I think they get kind of excited about it, not knowing what I'm going to give them day by day. I actually even fed my fish just a little bit of boiled chicken breast the other day. They liked that. I give them peas, the Repashy, Hikari, and gave them just a little bit of chicken the other day. Look at Loki. That fish is smart, man. I'm telling you. Look at him. He knows there's a piece down there. And that little panda hangs around him all the time. That's his little pupil right there. It like watches Loki, what he does, and hangs around. I love Loki. All of them are my favorites, but he's the one that has the biggest personality in the tank, is Loki. Noisy little fish. A greedy little fish. See, notice how that little panda started pecking around at the bottom, right where he's pecking. It follows him around. It does exactly what he does. And this is what goldfish look like when they eat. Their lips kind of stick out. It literally looks like they're chewing. I'll try to get a video of the goldfish when they're sleeping too, because I've seen that on forums a lot. Like, how do I do goldfish sleep? How do I know if my goldfish are sleeping? I'll try to get that. They do sleep. They do. My fish go over to this corner all together, all huddled together, and go down at the bottom and sit when they sleep. And as soon as I start turning on my lights, they start coming up and swimming around. Look at them. Little hogs, man. See, look. Back there's that panda digging exactly where Loki dug. It follows Loki everywhere he goes across the tank. And does, like, mimics his behaviors. Just like a little kid looking up to an older brother or something. It's sweet. It's so dorky for a woman my age to be into fish like this. But, oh well, I guess I could be into worse things, drugs or something. So it is what it is. Alright, yep, so this is my fish eating Hikari Lionhead pellets. They like it, they do pretty good at it. But like what I said, if I had to pick between the two, I would definitely pick the Repashy Gel Food, just because I can control how much my fish eat. It's less messy, and then it's wet, so it's less likely to cause like constipation issues and such. So, alright, thanks for watching 11 minutes of nothingness. Bye bye.